4 ways to kill a deal. And if you stick around to the end of this video, we're going to add one bonus thing that if you do, you can just destroy any deal you're working on and make sure it absolutely doesn't close. So the video today is going to be a little tongue-in-cheek, a little bit of hyperbole, but we always talk about transactions from the perspective of what gets them done, what optimizes them, what gets the best terms. But sometimes looking at the inverse of these things, of what would really kill a deal, what would make sure a deal didn't happen, highlights or brings light to the things that really need to be avoided in the process if you want a good outcome. And so let's dig into them. First thing to kill a deal is when you're creating your overview, your information memorandum, your pitch book, make it very broad and summarized, and don't talk a lot about the company, but talk a lot about the industry, because there's nothing that an industry specialist private equity firm wants to read more about than 20 pages about the industry that they're already in all day, right? And so if you're going to create the 20-page pitch book for a particular company and you want to kill the deal, talk only a little bit about the company and what makes it special, and instead have lots of generalities about the industry at large and why it's growing at a obscene rate and why there's lots of good prospects for it. Because when you send it to those private equity firms that only do deals in that industry all day, they're going to be very wowed by the industry expertise. Second, wait for people to reach out to you. So in a deal, if you really want to kill a deal, if you really don't want to get any traction, take all of the people in your Gmail and send them an email saying, hey, we have a deal. Here's 2 sentences about it. If you want to learn more, call us up. If you really don't want the deal to happen, just do that. Sit there, let it happen. It'll go to spam for most of them. It'll disappear. People won't read it. You might have to deal with a few people reaching out saying, hey, we're interested in this deal, but largely you can almost rest assured that it's not going to be looked at and you can keep killing the deal. Third way to kill a deal, or to make sure that what the ultimate outcome isn't good, is don't negotiate. People are going to just, if they say what they can do, that's all they can do, right? Whatever the offers are, just leave them there. Don't ask for better terms. Don't even dig into the deeper stuff relative to the transition periods, the structure of the deal, what's an earn out, right? If it's $1 billion deal and someone says $999,999,999 is if you can bench press a car and you get $1 at closing, hey, it's $1 billion deal, right? And so if you want to kill a deal, don't negotiate. Just leave them there. Fourth thing to kill a deal, let everyone else figure out the process. Hey, we're the banker, we're the advisor, we're the middle person. We've just connected the parties. They'll take care of the rest of it. I don't need any shepherding of the process, bringing in the attorneys, the CPAs. If you just leave it alone and let that current just take things down the river, it'll optimize the odds that something will come up along the way and blow up the deal. And lastly, here's the bonus. If you have a deal that you really want to kill and you don't want it to close, we call it the 2-day rule. Don't respond to anything for at least 2 days. 48 hours before you respond to any email, text, voicemail. If you do that over and over and over again, you will drag out a deal for so long that you can almost guarantee that it's going to die on the vine and everyone's going to be angry with you. So if that's the objective, 48-hour rule, the 2-day rule. And so we say this all as a joke, but these are things that are important to focus on and to keep center of mind throughout any process, because these are the pitfalls that need to be avoided to make sure you do get the outcome that you want. And so walking through these and talking of them in a more intelligent manner. 1, the overview needs to be precise, it needs to be crisp, it needs to crystallize the durable competitive advantage of the business. 2, don't wait for people. It's not a reactive process, it's a proactive process. We do the research, reach out to the right people, make sure you are communicating to them why they should be acquiring a business, why they should be providing capital to the company. 3, everything needs to be negotiated. The value, the structure, the transition, the stakeholders, the community, all of the components of it need to be negotiated with all parties in good faith and upfront and honestly and earnestly, but they all need to be negotiated to optimize whatever the terms ultimately that are landed on. Next, you have to be involved in the totality of the process. And so every step of the way, whether from the beginning conversations with potentially interested parties, through letters of intent, through formal diligence, even at the time when the attorneys are talking to each other, need to be running the back channel, talking to everyone. Hey, are there any issues? Hey, are there any log jams here? What can we do to keep things moving in the right direction? Because inevitably there always will be some things that need to be smoothed out, some conversations that need to be had, and that's our job, is to facilitate that and keep those wheels turning. And lastly, the 2-day rule. I have seen many people inadvertently kill deals by utilizing this gem of a strategy, and so in our deals, right, we don't want anybody waiting for longer than a handful of hours to hear back on anything, right? Even if the answer is, hi, we've received the information and we're going to be digging into it and we expect to get back to you by X time. That's what people want. People don't always need specific answers to the questions that they have right away, but they do need to know, A, that you're on it, and B, when they should expect to get that specific answer. And so that's a thought for today. 4 ways, plus a bonus way, to kill any deal you're working on, and obviously the ways to avoid that. Hope the week continues to go well for everyone. God bless. Keep pushing forward. See everyone next time.